in 4AA, and #1 East Forsyth at home against the 16th seeded McDowell Titans. 21-0 East in the second and looking for more. Carson Sharp has passed, is tipped, and it's picked by Luke Johnson, and he takes it to the house. 21-7 East. Okay, ensuing kickoff, though. East Brandon Tate is going to take the kickoff down the sideline, and anything you can do, I can do better. 28-7 Eagles. A few minutes later, then Sharp is going to make up for the interception with this 25-yard touchdown strike. Raekwon Sly. 35-7 at this point. We weren't even at halftime. You see the final, 59-14 East on to round 2. Winner of that one gets the winner of this one. Providence Northwest Guilford, whose cheerleaders were trying to stay warm on a 28-degree night. The Panthers were the hot team early. Brian Matar weaving in and out of traffic, picking up a big first down. The drive would ultimately stall after they ultimately tacked him. Austin Kent is going to tack on a 35-yard field goal here to put Providence up 34-7 in the third. Vikings would not go down without a fight. Josh Hommel to Tariq Howard right here for the first down. A few plays later, Hommel would find Thomas Hennigan, but it would be too little too late. The Panthers will come to Kernersville 1 week from tonight. 34-15 is your final here. Next, West Forsyth, somehow a 10 seed, forced to start on the road against the Huff Huskies. West Forsyth down 31-0 in the third. Jaysean McMillan with the QB keeper, and that would set up his touchdown pass to Jordan Terry. 31-7 Huff at this point, but once again, West digging itself a big hole, and it would not be enough. Let's show that final score. West Forsyth 45-17 losers on the road. They won their first 9. They lost their last 3. One more score from the 4AA bracket. Page, their season over at the hands of Ardrey Kell. 28-16 is your final. Okay, down in 4A, Reagan trying to win its first playoff game in school history, hosting the 15th seeded Brown Wonders. First quarter, Raiders in the red zone. The give is to Gianni Glenn, who fights hard all the way down to get into the end zone. Get out of my way. That would lead to the first Reagan score. Wonders ultimately trying to respond. The handoff here goes to Casey Walker. He goes right. He's going to be hit hard, and that would knock the ball loose. Raiders recover, and look at this one, 50-42. Reagan does, in fact, win first playoff victory in school history. All right, winner of that one gets the winner of this one 1 week from tonight. Watauga and North Davidson from Welcome. Black Knights up comfortably by 36 at the half, and piling it on in the second. Gunnar Klontz inside the 5. He plows up the middle, and he would get in. Woo, it was a chilly night at the old ball yard. Black Knights up by 43 now. Ensuing Pioneers drive, bad snap, scramble for the ball. North Davidson's Jalen Hairston comes away with it. Knights would tack on a field goal, and good golly, we saw a lot of blowouts tonight. Pioneers sent packing 52-14. North Davidson at Reagan 1 week from tonight. Also in 4A, Triad versus Triad, High Point Central and Southeast Guilford. Second half we go. Jeffrey Wall punches this one in, extending the Central lead by yet another 7 points. Third quarter now, Central with the rock, and quarterback Jameel Mack is going to drop the ball, and it's on the ground, and the ground is cold, and Southeast gains control. Very next play, Southeast ball. Quarterback Tavares Ball is sacked, and they would be forced to punt. Central with the rock here and doing what they've done so well on this particular night, that is moving it. Javon McCulley, 60 yards. See ya. High Point Central, big winners, 49-21 on this night. More scores from the 4A championship bracket. Again, this is the round of 32. Davie done, 37-22 losers at Charlotte Catholic. Mount Tabor all over South Caldwell, 47-0. 3AA now. Northern Guilford wearing gold patches in honor of Dudley for tonight's game against Northwood. Northern C.J. Freeman is going to make his way up the middle here, giving the Nighthawks a first down. And then a few plays later, Cam Harris in the shotgun. He is going to keep it himself and put the Nighthawks ahead 13-0. Few plays later, after we see him dive in, Harris buying some time in the pocket. And you know what? When you have Mook Reynolds on your team, that's a pretty good idea to give him the ball and see what happens. The future Virginia Tech Hokie, 64 yards on the score. It's November, and Northern is winning. What else is new? 56-26 the final. Other scores from the 3AA bracket. Eastern Guilford eliminated by Sanford. Western side of the bracket, North Forsyth bounced by Cox Mill. Ledford beaten by Hickory Ridge 26-7, and Ashboro survives against Marvin Ridge 28-27. Down in 3A, #1 Southern Guilford, fresh off a bye, trying to stay perfect, taking on CVA Cox. The Storm on the drive. The pass is to Ron Hunt. He's hit by not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Golden Falcons, and it's still not enough. They tried to pull his jersey off too. Storm into the end zone, and they wouldn't stop there. The give this time is to the starting number 25, Reggie Gillespie, after we see the PAT good. And if you've watched us at all this year, you know Reggie Gillespie is a tough dude to tackle. Make it 12-0 for the Storm. 56-13 is your final here. So Southern Guilford is going to get Rocky Mount 1 week from tonight. They eliminated Western Alamance 21-14. Eastern Alamance, however, still dancing 49-18. Williams loses to Southern Nash 35-28. And Southwestern Randolph, their season comes to an end at the hands of Crest. Okay, 2AA now. West Oaks welcoming the 10-seed Forest Hills to King. Wildcats on the 1-yard line, and when that happens, usually this happens. Alex Manley, QB keeper, touchdown, 7-0 Wildcats. On the ensuing kickoff, Thomas Rutherford decides to go pooch, and that would be a very good move. Forest Hills can't handle it. Gavin Parker would recover. Nice call by Jimmy Upchurch, and then on the 14-yard line, immediately, very next play, it's a 14-yard touchdown pass. Alex Manley to Cameron Wall. West Oaks, big winners on this night. It was 13-0. At this point, they win 42-13. So they're on to round 2. In 2A, Carver and Hendersonville from Winston-Salem. They weren't warming up. They were just trying to stay warm. The 11-6 matchup. 22-10 Carver in the third, and it didn't take long for the Jackets to increase the lead. Ryan Sessoms is going to take the opening kickoff, head down the sideline, and he is gone. 28-10 at this point. Carver, after a 3-and-out from Hendersonville now, they would try a fake punt of their own from the 20, and what on earth is going on here? And, you know, you have to be sneaky when you play Carver sometimes. That did not work. This did. It's been working all year for Jermaine Crowell's team. Let's show that final score. Yellow Jackets moving on to round 2. 62-31 is your final there. All right, let's head up north. 1AA, Avery County and East Surrey, the 15-2 game for Pilot Mountain. Close game in the second half, and the Cards defense playing well, but playing from behind. 17-15, the sack here. East, though, had a hard time capitalizing the ensuing possession. Watch this. It's going to be tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it goes to the wrong guy. At least if you were cheering for the home team, it goes to the wrong guy. Trey Jackson, Johnny on the spot, and later Trey Jackson with the nail in the coffin, the rushing touchdown. One of the biggest upsets of the night. The 2-seed, East Surrey falls 23-15. Avery County will get the winner of this one. Swain County and Mount Airy. The Maroon Devils, Kobe Toinetta, trying to make something happen, trying to buy some time, trying to dance around, and now he's trying to pick turf out of his helmet and out of his face mask. Snuggy night at the ballpark. Who knew? New quarterback in for Swain, but a similar result. Kelly Holder's defense winning the battle at the line of scrimmage, but they had a tough time moving the ball as well. Zip at halftime. Swain scores twice after the break and bounces Mayberry 14-0. Other half of the Western bracket, Starmount and Cherryville from Boonville. Rams already with a big lead, and we were not even close to done. John Johnson. This would not stop him right here. Taking it all the way up the sideline, 60 yards to the house. Leaves all over the field. That's pretty cool. Next possession, Rams still rolling. Trey Lomax with a big gain for a first down. And that would set up Zach Freed on the QB keeper. Up the gut for the touchdown. I tell you what, Coach Johnson's team, they look pretty good tonight. 3/4 of the way to the century mark. They win by 48. And in the 1A bracket, we have West Columbus visiting the Elkin Bucking Elks. Very first possession, Elkin is going to lose the rock. West Columbus pounces on it, and West Columbus would capitalize. Johnny McFadden connecting with Xavier Keel down the sidelines. 30 yards. He's in for the score. Vikings with the early lead. Elkin would return the favor. Will Altenmuller pounds it up the middle. Mueller. Paulie Smoot. We're all tied up, but this was not the Elks' night as West Columbus, Roston Bromell with a nice footwork here, and he is in for the score. Elkin's season comes to a close 30-25.